Hello, welcome to Trapunto. My name is Jamie. In this video, I will be going over Sashiko threads and the different types of threads you can use. Let's get into it. Let's talk about thread. I am a major fan of variegated thread. You don't have to use variegated for Sashiko. As I mentioned in my needs video, the traditional color palette of Sashiko is indigo fabric with white thread. This is the classic look. However, you can jazz it up a little bit with some colors. And I will share I have no guilty pleasures. I don't believe in that. But here is my bucket of Sashiko threads. Some used, some not. We'll get there one day. The thing with Sashiko that is nice is, as I said in my tools and notions video, you can basically use any thread that you have at your disposal. With these samples that I have here, I have different types and different weights. I'll go through maybe the more conventional to what I think is the least conventional, but it's a great option if you're kind of strapped and you just want to give it a try, but you have something like this at home. So most people will start Sashiko with Sashiko thread. This thread is from Olympus. As you can see, I have used a lot of it. So the Olympus packaging looks like this. And most skeins that you will see will come in a shape like this. Whoop. So this is what a skein looks like. Usually they're in an individual plastic bag. This is what they look like. The nice thing is it tells you how much is on here. So these little guys have 20 meters on the small ones. Now, Olympus has upped their game to start coming out with larger skeins. This is a 40-meter skein, and this is in their Awairo. I'm probably butchering that, but this line, it's all pastels. And the numbers start with A's. So there are a bunch of pastels, and I love them a lot. I've seen on Olympus's Instagram that they have stitched these using white, and it looks really pretty for a nice low volume, sort of low contrast look. Olympus has also started coming out with 100-meter skeins. Big boys. So this is 100 meters, again, variegated. I'm obsessed with variegated thread. I can't get enough of it. And this is color 302. So there's quite a wide variety of skein sizes out there from Olympus, which is great because if you like a color and you know you're going to be using it a lot, it comes in handy that way. Now, how much does a 100-meter skein get you? Let me show you. So I have this skein. I know it doesn't look like a skein anymore, but this was a 100-meter skein. And it allowed me to do 3 projects and still have this much left over. So I did this bag. The gray color is the weaving. I did this bag, front and back, with the gray. And last but certainly not least, probably my favorite project that I've done with Sashiko to date is I made a little guy. So this is all the gray color in this skein with a little bit of red. I use the same red throughout those 3 projects, and this is all I have left. So this was a 20-meter skein, and it allowed me to do the scarf on Yorick. I did the little button, and there's a little leaf here on both sides. There's one under the flap here, and the crosses on this one. Depending on the skein size that you work with or the thread that you work with in general, it's going to have more opportunities to do larger projects. I think that makes sense. All right. Goodbye, Yorick. So when it comes to thread types, as I rambled on there, the most conventional that you will see is the Sashiko thread. It is a single strand of thread that you do not divide when you're working with it at all. So it is not like embroidery floss with the 6 divisible strands. It is one strand. And you can see how the variegation changes through this piece. Now, the next one that is most likely going to be the second option for people doing Sashiko is pearl cotton. So pearl cotton is used often in embroidery. It is also a single strand, so you do not split it, even though it has that little twist in there. You don't split this thread, and you end up getting something that looks like this. So once we work with, you can see here that this is becoming a little untwisted. That's just kind of the nature of the thread. The Sashiko thread does that too. It's made up of multiple fibers in here, so even though you don't split it, the fibers might want to kind of untwist as you're working. It's just kind of something that happens. So don't worry about it if it's happening to you. Now we're getting into things that are maybe a little less conventional. So this is 12 weight. It is 100% cotton. And this is from Wonderfil. This is their fruity. You can see there. So again, variegated. 12 weight is going to be a little thicker than your standard machine sewing thread. But you can use it for Sashiko. And this is 2 strands. So you still get quite a nice line in there. And of course, the color changes. And I would say the least conventional, at least in my realm, is using bog standard 50 weight thread. So this is 6 strands of 50 weight sewing machine thread. And I still get really good coverage with it. I don't think I would do any more than 6 strands just because that might be getting a little tricky to work with. As you can see, that untwisting is kind of happening a little bit here as well. That's just, again, the nature of working with these kinds of things. So there we are. Use what you have. The Sashiko thread might be a little tricky to find. I will definitely link it to our shop down below. We also do have a fair amount of the Suspargo 8 weight that you can try. And if you want to try this one, I'm happy to show you how I did that. So leave me a message below and let me know if you want me to show you how I made Sashiko thread with regular cotton sewing thread.